Ahoy everyone, it's Jeff aka Godless Scummer doing another video outside the pub again. Little pissed off because this is the second time I've had to record this because I accidentally deleted it the first time I uploaded it, which I'm a little not happy about. Okay, let's get into this. I wanted to do a reaction to some of the recent tweets by the former president of American Atheists, David Silverman, and some of the takes he's been having recently. First of all, a couple of things to say. First of all, I am not going to be getting into any allegations against David Silverman. They're out there. If people want to look into that and come to their own conclusions, go ahead, knock yourselves out, but I will not be talking about it. Secondly, I want to make it clear I'm not actually in support of anything David Silverman has tweeted in the last few days, or over the last few months to a year, to be honest with you. But I felt I just needed to give a little bit of give a few thoughts on some of his recent tweets. Now, I'm going to paraphrase a bit because I don't necessarily have the tweets to hand right now, and I'm recording on my phone. But he's made a number of tweets over the last few days, essentially accusing the left of being behind what's happened in Texas. Not necessarily that they were planned it in response, but basically the left has shot itself in the foot so much that they've caused this and so on. So he's essentially blaming the left for, allowing the right to be able to do this, I guess, is where he's going with this. There's a few things I want to say about this. First of all, a lot of us, myself included, gave some pretty demeaning responses to Silverman. And they were a little insulting, but the way he went about it, I felt it wasn't necessarily unwarranted, especially with some of the responses he gave. Now, for example, he gave a response to Godless Engineer, and which I thought was a little, well, it wasn't a little, it was out of line. Now, whether you like Godless Engineer or his wife Casey, look, whether you like them or not, that's that. Whatever you. I don't really know Godless Engineer. I've maybe had one or two interactions with him, possibly. I'll say this: Casey has always been really, really cool with me, and I have absolutely no issues with Casey whatsoever. Even if we disagree on some things, she's always been lovely to me. But when he responded to GE saying, "Hey, hasn't your wife cancelled you for being a white man yet?" And I'm like, that's a dick move, Mr. Silverman. Totally, that was a dickish response. But I've got a couple of genuine questions I'd like to ask David Silverman in all honesty. And it's really about what metrics you were using for the claims you're making. You've claimed that the left has been responsible for this. You've made a number of claims over the last few months since I've been following your Twitter about how you are trying to secularize the right politically, and how you're having a lot of great success there. And I'd like to ask what metrics you're using. I want to be clear, I don't think it's a bad thing by any means to want to secularize, to make the right a bit more secular, or get humanize atheism, secularism, humanism amongst the right. I don't think it's a bad thing. But I'd love to know what metrics you are using to back up your claims on this, because I don't really see any of it. And those are legitimate questions I have of David Silverman. I'm going to get on to something, though, where I feel, not that he's had any good great political takes, but where I think he may have stumbled onto something where I think is a little bit of an issue, and that does warrant a little bit of discussion, and it is about the left politically. Now, it's a little hard sometimes to define what the left is, because the left can go from everything from people a bit liberal right the way through to socialist, anarchist, Trotskyist, communists, Marxist, whatever label you want to put on that. And there's probably a legitimate argument about whether the left eats itself. Now, can say this. I am very left-leaning. I've been very active over my life politically on the left, and getting us together to actually work for a common goal a lot of the time is like herding cats. And I do feel there's some things that those who identify as being on the left, need to perhaps consider about the fact that, yes, we can be very sectarian at times, and it is very self-defeating. I mean, I've been around some of the, so we say, Trotskyite sects who are really ideologically pure in their stuff, which is very ironic, because Leon Trotsky himself was a man who very much pioneered and very much argued for the idea of united fronts. I mean, and it kind of more as meaning is like that, you should be willing to work with people who have different views, and for limited ends. And I feel this is something we on the left could possibly really benefit a bit from, because I think we need to recognise that, yes, we don't all agree, but let's think about what we do agree on, and let's be willing to work together on a few things here. Now, and even if it means working with people who are to the right of you, and maybe even a little bit on the right on the political scale, it's worth thinking about. Now, I know people who are, should we say, conservative leaning in their politics. We are never going to agree on, shall we say, economic policies and, say, nationalisation versus privatisation. We're never going to agree on those kind of issues. But that they may agree with me on issues like, yes, we got to fight racism. Racism is bad. We got to stick out for LGBTQ rights. And I don't think we need to be alienating those people because of other differences, and at least be willing to say, yeah, we disagree with you on this, but we can work together and be allies on certain things, and it does not mean compromising your own position. It means it very much means, you argue your own position, but it also accepts the idea that there's sometimes, work together with people you don't necessarily agree with for a greater good. And those are, I guess, are just some thoughts I have on this subject that I wanted to get out there. Again, this is my second take of this video. I'm a little bit pissed because I uploaded my first take and accidentally deleted it, and now I've had to re-record this stuff. But this is just a few thoughts I've had on this, and certainly on and I'm not supporting Silverman and anything he's said here, because I think Silverman's takes have been fucking awful, and I'll be clear about that. And but yeah, that's it basically. It's okay. So this has been Jeff, aka Dr. Scummer. See you later. Salute.